Each Fox host is having to decide how are they going to deal with the fact that it looks like Donald Trump has potentially committed a serious crime. They're dealing with it in different ways. Geraldo apparently is going all in, as you'll see.
This is gonna be what the impeachment is all about. Maybe one or two little other things fall in. So it's gonna be the president of the United States in a conversation that was intercepted by a rotten snitch. I'd love to whap him, but that's another story. Imagine this poor president, his whole tenure in office has been marked by snitches and rats and backstabbers. Yep. It's amazing how he functions at all.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the substance of that, but I think a lot of people hear that he wants to whap the rotten snitch or rat, and they think, well, what does that even mean? So JR was able to dig up some archival footage of a rotten rat getting whapped. So I'm told he was apparently hit by a chair because he has led a ridiculous life.
Yeah, well, a lot of us have led ridiculous lives.
Have you been hit by a chair thrown at you?
Probably. Okay, but anyway, so I thought you guys were gonna go with archival footage from like an old movie. Why, how dare you, mister? I ought to whap you on the nose.
Such a weird thing. And like, so first of all, obviously that is going directly to Donald Trump. The talk about snitches and things like that, that's just what Donald Trump wants to hear. And second of all, like some people have been saying, that phone call's not as bad as you libs are saying. It's not like he's talking like a mobster or something. And Geraldo's like, yeah, I can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, I mean, look, Geraldo's literally saying, snitches get stitches.
Yeah,
right. We're gonna do violence on you, and like. And they keep talking about the good old days, and they have the hats that say "Make America Great Again." Remember when Donald Trump in a campaign rally said about a protester who, by the way, was African American? Oh, in the good old days, they would have carried him out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Right. And so the constant references to violence, and you're right, he's definitely trying to get in good with the president for the next couple of weeks that he's still president. And Geraldo, if you didn't catch it right in the beginning there, because there was. It wasn't super clear. He said, imagine this poor president, this whole tenure in office marked by snitches and rats and backstabbers, etc. So that's like served on a silver platter for Trump going, oh, Trump's like, oh, that's so true. Oh my God, poor me. My dad only gave me $413 million. And then Hillary Clinton gave me the presidency. Poor me, I can't catch a break. And now, just when I'd only committed 817 crimes, I got caught on the last one. The other 816 I got away with. Oh, woe is me.
The other naked fact about that little riff that Geraldo was doing, in addition to him serving it up to Donald Trump clearly, is that he could have been describing the Obama presidency, which was marked, as you know, by all kinds of leaks. And Obama couldn't wake up in the morning without getting vilified by Fox News Channel and other conservative media outlets. So it's sort of weird to me. They had such a big problem with Obama. Remember, at least during the Obama administration, that became a huge priority for them. I mean, and it's one that they shouldn't even be proud of. I mean, they did some things along the way that were really bad. But my point is, this idea somehow that Donald Trump is the first guy to ever have to live in the executive branch with leaks and being vilified on the outside, please. How about the last president? Yeah, remember the black guy who you wouldn't even give a break to suggest that he was an American citizen? I mean, it was just, it was laughable. Geraldo's little riff there on so many levels is just bankrupt of any reason.
Before we go to the substance, I want to say one more thing that's important here, guys. Look, backstabbers is arguable. You say, hey, that guy betrayed him. Okay, fine. But snitches and rats are referring to people who work with law enforcement and who told about your illegal activities. Now, if you're a gangster or a mobster, you might think, well, that's terrible. It's breaking our moral code. Our moral code is we get to break your kneecaps and we steal your money and we threaten your life. But if you report that to the police, then you're a bad person, right? But for the rest of us, snitches and rats are people who work with law enforcement to protect others from law breaking. Now, you wouldn't say that if you didn't think that the guy was guilty. So, for example, let's say that people leaked about what was happening at the Young Turks. Okay, you could say, hey, they betrayed, they backstabbed or something. but I wouldn't say that there were snitches or rats unless I had done it. Do you see what I'm saying? A snitch is someone who told on you about something you did do. It wouldn't occur to even call them snitches unless you did it. If they made up something, Dave Rubin, I wouldn't call them a snitch. I'd say preposterous. That's a total lie. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
You see, but Fox News audience is in rapture. And they're like, oh yeah, those no good dirty snitches, they ought to be whapped. Yeah, that's what you should do for cooperating with cops who I love.
Yeah. Why don't we get just a little bit more, another attempt to cover up for what Donald Trump did. Here is Geraldo's narrative.
Well, a lot of people say he's not perfect, but many, especially conservatives, are going to say he's better than the alternative, which would be Elizabeth Warren or Joe Biden.
I've known him forever, and he's filled with you hear the other networks say he's 11,000 lies and 15,000 lies. He's a real estate guy, and it was filled with braggadocio. I could just see him. And that phone call to the Ukrainian president reminded me of him selling a real estate building someplace. Hey, we do this, and by the way, you do that, and I could just see him in the stream of consciousness. Hey, Zell, what's up, buddy?
But what is that? Is that a defense?
No, that's absolutely not a defense. That was bizarre.
When he was a real estate guy, he'd break deals. He'd say, "You do this for me, and I do that for you." But that's the crime we're talking about. That he told the Ukrainian president, "You do this for me. Dig up dirt on my political opponent, and I do this for you." That's the crime. You can't do that with a foreign country.
So you're saying that the braggadocio defense isn't going to work?
It wasn't even braggadocio. It was, as Cenk says, it was deal making. It was illegal, underhanded deal making. It was a shakedown. That's what it was. So it wasn't even braggadocio. Yeah. Braggadocio is what he's doing when he goes, hey, by the way, to remind you about my electoral college victory, that's right, my biggest inauguration crowd in history, that's braggadocio.
Yeah, also lying.
Yeah, I think that we might have found a worse defender of Donald Trump than Rudy Giuliani. Nice job, Geraldo. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.